Check 1 2, check 1 2. Alright. Just waiting a couple minutes for the official server reset, but we are ready to get started tonight. Round 4 of the TRC BM246W challenge, and this is going to be the first round of the GT4s tonight. Moving away from the M2, will not see it again. 3 rounds of the M4 GT4 before we go into 3 rounds of the M6 GT3. But you need to make it through tonight to get to the next round. Tonight we are going to be at Indianapolis. You look and see our weather forecast. We do not have any weather in the forecast for tonight. So it should be clean weather, but first round in a new car, some people may not be quite adjusted to it. Finally got used to the M2 TCX car, and now we are jumping over to the M4 GT4. So it will just take some time for everybody to get used to the GT4, and by the time they're used to the GT4 and ready to run strong times with it, we will be switching over to the M6 GT3. That's just the nature of this series. But regardless, thank you for tuning in if you are here early. We are about to get started here in about 3 or 4 minutes with the official practice session. Then after that we will have our quali and racing tonight. Do have 2 races tonight, 2 30-minute races. We are going away from the double 20-minute. We will have 2 30-minute races. Still no stops tonight, but does not mean that the action will not be found. The 20-minute races, we have seen some very heated battles. 30-minute races, we should see more of the same, but may have those battles last a little bit longer. Have more time to gain back those lost positions if you get caught in any early race trouble. Just 2 minutes away from the official server reset, and then we will jump into the session and get live with practice coverage. Don't forget, if you are looking to upgrade to any of the new Thrustmaster gear coming out, their new pedals and potentially new base or wheels that are coming out closer to the Christmas time of year, if you would use code RETROVEX on the Thrustmaster website, that would give me a little bit of commission and help me fund better broadcasts in the future, fund a PC, headset, things like that, so I don't use my 5-year-old HyperX that I got for free any longer. This headset has really seen better days. And if you would like to support the streams without purchasing from Thrustmaster, you can do so with an Amazon Prime subscription. You get a free one if you, or a Twitch Prime subscription. You get a free one if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. You get 1 per month. If you've already used it, you cannot use it here, but if you have not used it or you don't know about it, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and use your Prime subscription. If you would like to subscribe without an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime subscription, I would appreciate that as well, but anything is appreciated. Alright, server should be reset. We will hop in just a second. And server is reset. Don't see anyone in it just yet, so I will give it a moment to make sure they aren't resetting it again. And we should be okay to go ahead and get in. And here we are into the session now, early morning, but we are here with the practice session. And it looks to be Jack Craters out of the pit lane first and onto the track to go ahead and get this practice session started. And we have bumped up the speed a little bit with these GT4s. We are away from the the minimal aerodynamic BMW M2 TCX cars, the M2 Cup as they are referred to. Now we are up to the BMW M4 GT4, and this is not the version of the M4 that the sim racing crew of Steve Alvarez, aka Super GT, Jimmy Broadbent, and Misha Kyrudin, or Sharudin. I say Sharudin, but if someone knows how to pronounce Misha's last name better than I do, I would appreciate it if you'd let me know in the chat. Very tricky track here, the road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Do have quite a few series that race here. The GT World Challenge, NASCAR has begun racing here. Luckily they brought back the Brickyard 400, so it's not just the Indy road course. But this course does bring quite a few from all over the motorsport world into the NASCAR competition, such as Shane Van Gisbergen, Kamui Kobayashi, Juan Pablo Montoya, Marcos Ambrose, Kimi Räikkönen, all over Jacques Villeneuve as well. Jacques Villeneuve actually doing quite a bit of NASCAR racing, but hard braking into the 90-degree right-hander of turn 1, and this is going to be a major choke point at the beginning of the race, and quick succession into 2 before the light right-hander of 3, and then the acute right-hander of 4. You do have a kink you can carry a little bit of speed into for 5, and then the long left-hander of 6. This is somewhere you are going to kill those tires. Shouldn't see too much effect in these 30-minute races, and then the quick succession, more acute right-hander of 7, sorry. And then heading down the back straight towards the 90-degree left-hander of 8. Before we come into the kinks of 9 and 10. The S's, I should say. And these are flat S's, no camber, and flat curbs on the inside. You can use them, but very easy to disrupt the balance of the car. Now we come out of 11 and onto 12 onto the banking for just a moment. We don't really get too much time on the banking, but we get a touch, and then into the 90-degree right-hander of 13. Before the acute left-hander of 14, just before the pit lane entrance, as you can see it on the left-hand side of the screen. And then flat out, full throttle on to the front straight, heading the wrong direction as you normally would with the Brickyard 400 or the Indy 500. And that will complete the lap. Craters invalid on that lap, so no time there. Let's look at some of our drivers that we really need to be paying attention to. Wagner and Lindbergh and Harris, all drivers that are going to be at the top of the timing boards, or at least were in the M2. Again, the championship leader of Elizondo is not participating tonight, still out with that injury. And we will just have to see if Elizondo would be able, as Wagner nearly goes wide. Top of the timing board in this free practice, at least with that first lap complete. We will have to see how this championship fight starts to develop. Elizondo is still in the lead of the championship, scoring some very good points in those early races. But it is going to be Wagner, who has missed a race. It will count as a drop. But Wagner up into P2 in the championship, Douglas in P3, and Lindbergh in P4. But it is an 8-point difference in the championship heading into the 4th round of this championship between Wagner, Douglas, and Lindbergh. Elizondo is quite a ways in the lead with 189 points, but Wagner in P2 with 148, then Douglas and Lindbergh with 142 and 140. Elizondo is not going to be scoring points tonight, so that is going to close those margins up even more. Unsure of exactly how long Elizondo is going to be out of this series. As Lindbergh now into the top spot by quite a large margin, 0.8 of a second to the next car in line. Let me go. How are we now? We should be better. Just let me know if we are better. Oh, hold on. I have the wrong overlays on that I need to go ahead and get fixed. So give me just a second and we